Greetings everyone. We're going to change a fuel filter on my 05 Focus today. And the tools you will need and the time you'll need is pretty minimal. You're going to need a basic socket set, obviously a new fuel filter, and your owner's manual. In your owner's manual, of course I can't remember what page it's on, you want to look for the fuse panel that is under your hood, because you need to disconnect the number 12 fuse, which is the fuel pump motor. But before you do that, you have to start the car. Then you open up your underhood fuse box, not the one in the passenger compartment. Get a pair of needle-nose pliers and disconnect the number 12 fuse, which is this one right here, this 15 amp one. This will disconnect the fuel pump and the engine will stall out fairly soon, which is what you want. You want to relieve the fuel pressure in the line. Just like that. Then the next step is to disconnect the negative battery terminal. This is a 10mm fastener. Whenever you're looking through a repair manual, the first step is always going to be disconnect the negative battery terminal. And then you jack up the car in a safe manner. I just used a regular floor jack. Notice I have a thick plank of plywood to allow the wheels to roll. Also notice that I'm using 2 jack stands with planks of plywood under those. If you have a hard driveway, that shouldn't be a problem. If you have an asphalt driveway, I would still use the some sort of plank of wood or something like that so it doesn't mar your driveway. Okay, dumb mistake. I crawled under there and discovered it was on the passenger side, not the driver's side. Okay, I'm not going to be able to show you this step by step because it's, I need both of my hands, but that screw right there is probably going to be an 8mm. That holds this bracket that holds the fuel filter. The fasteners that hold the lines on are just simply snap plastic connectors, and all you'll need is a pair of needle-nose pliers, maybe a little flathead screwdriver to get them loose. If you break them, don't worry, the box will come with new ones. You're going to find that this has a short piece attached to it, and it's a lot easier to take it out as such with this short piece attached to it. But do yourself a favor and don't do what I did and not wear safety glasses and get old nasty gas in your eyes. It stings like hell and it's probably not good for you. But I also saw something else that's also important. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. There's another fastener that holds this on. This bracket holds it to the car. This fastener holds it to the bracket. Now, if you really want to dork out on your project, you can do what I do and get one of these slick little label makers and put the date and the mileage on the filter that you're replacing the old one with. And that's what it looks like all put together. Now, I believe in the box they included 2 different kinds of clips. There was 4 of them, but I think they're 2 different sizes, because this one right here is bigger than the one that came off of it. So I think they included 2 different sizes, because this one did not fit. So you might want to pay attention to that when you're replacing your fuel filter. When you get the clips off, compare them with the new ones. Want to see why we're changing the fuel filter? Ew. Most of it dumped out when I was taking it out, and it was disgusting. It's just a reverse of what you did when you started. Reconnect your negative battery terminal and replace that 15 amp fuse in the number 12 slot. Then what you're going to do is cycle the ignition a few times. This is going to purge all the air out of the system. My dog is confirming that the car is indeed running. Cycling the ignition several times will purge the air out of the system, so you don't have to needlessly crank on the starter and just run down your battery. It's been running for a minute or so now. It hasn't stalled once, so all good so far. Then you want to get under where you were and check for leaks. And of course, no self-respecting mechanic, whether home or professional, would finish a repair without taking a test drive, and I'm pleased to report that this thing is running like a peach. Not one hesitation, not one bit. While you're at the parts store getting your fuel filter, get yourself a bottle of Chevron Techron fuel system cleaner. This is far and above the best stuff that's on the market. Lucas is pretty good too, but I think this is better. It's a little expensive at $13, but it's worth it. So after you've changed your fuel filter, pour this in right before your next fuel up, and go ahead and fill the tank right up if you can afford it. But it works wonders. Excessively clogged fuel filter can rob you of performance and mileage. And this could solve some of those issues. I'm only doing it as preventative maintenance. Car's only got 109,000 miles on it, and the performance definitely wasn't lacking. But you saw the nasty stuff that came out of that filter, and that can never be good. So this is what you're seeing here was $23, and putting it in was maybe 2 hours of my time if you count the time that I went to the gas station to fill up. So I think it's cheap insurance. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So have a great afternoon, guys.